Good afternoon, YouTube. Man, it is so hot here in Beaver County, Pennsylvania. I think it's like 92 degrees outside. And I'm sitting in a park in the shade here under a pavilion because it's so damn hot. I had to take a break from the heat because I was out doing a couple of other errands, and I stumbled upon this nice park here, and I decided to sit down. Somebody forgot their book bag. It's not mine. So anyways, what I wanted to talk about real quick was, obviously by the title of this video, I'm really sick and tired of climate activists shoving all this crap down my throat about Greenpeace. The reason this was only brought to my attention was because I am an avid reader of a British tabloid called the Daily Mail. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with it, but it's online. It's been around for a very long time in Great Britain. It's 90% bullshit, but it entertains me. That's why I read it. And it turns out there was an article in there where, I think it was yesterday or the day before, where a couple of climate activists walked onto the Wimbledon tennis court and they threw, I don't know, I think it was like confetti or something along the courts and disrupted the game in the name of climate change. And I'm thinking to myself, if climate change is so passionate, and it is to a point, why cannot these people exercise their remonstrance in a more positive role? Why can't they provide a better example? And a lot of these people who are doing this are young folks who go to these Ivy League schools that they don't pay for, that somebody else is paying for them, and they have this juvenile mentality about climate change, and they think they're all experts because of all the garbage that are taught to them by their professors. And you know, I just wonder, what is their position on, oh, I don't know, let's say China and Japan, who is responsible probably for about almost half of the world's air pollution. China puts up a power plant like every 5 minutes in their country. I'm being sarcastic, but you get the idea. Same as India. You think there's EPA regulations involved in these kinds of nations, especially China as a communist nation? I don't think so. So why don't all those tree huggers go over there and tie themselves to trees and block up traffic, the people going to work and disrupting sporting events over there? Well, I think we all know the answer, don't we? Yeah, they don't have no balls. That's the problem. They could care less. They're caring about the people and nations in this world that actually do care about climate change, that actually have enacted and passed laws in place for climate change. Unlike the other people on the other side of the world who don't give two shits about how much pollution goes into the air. I would like some of climate environmentalists' actions and retort on what I just said now. Show me where I'm wrong. Show me and disprove why it is so vitally important for me to constantly pay attention to the climate change in the United States, where there are more laws, as I said, there are more laws enacted against pollutants than China and India could ever possibly dream, or that they will probably ever concoct, which I seriously doubt they will. Let me tell you a little story. You know, I want to dispel the myth that Republicans could give two shits about climate change, because that's just completely untrue, okay? Let me set the record straight, and I'm not going to speak for every conservative out there, or every Republican, or every Democrat, or every independent. But everybody certainly wants clean air. Everybody wants trees. Everybody loves nature. In case you guys haven't noticed, all my videos are done on foot. I don't drive my car. I do all walking, so I'm practicing what I preach. I do so by example. I either ride my bike to a destination where I'm going to film, or I walk like I did today. And today's been 92 degrees and the heat's not going away anytime soon. This is July and it's hot in Pennsylvania, just like it is everywhere else on the eastern seaboard, and even more so down the south. So I know that walking around, I'm not throwing exhaust fumes into the air with my car like the climate activists are doing themselves. Oh, and by the way, for you younger ones out there, you're not going to remember this, so this is going to be along these lines of how this is just a bunch of crock and it's bureaucratical bullshit. Al Gore, when he was running for president, for you young ones who watch my channel and you don't know who Al Gore is, I suggest you Google him. But anyways, he campaigned on this Greenpeace crap 20-some years ago. And he told everybody that, the world was going to end by 20,000. I think he said either 2010 or 2015. That was his prediction. And like every prediction, it's always wrong, and the world never ends. It keeps going. My point is, he told everybody that we all need to stop driving our cars. We need to stop operating trains and flying airplanes and walk and ride bikes. Meanwhile, he's still flying around on his world private class, first class jet, isn't he? Yeah. This is what this is one of the things that I just love about these environmentalists. They tell everybody to ride bicycles while they travel around the world in a jet or a yacht. I mean, it's just, it's so juvenile that, So whenever I see a climate activist really take action, where they go over into places like Saudi Arabia and China and the former Soviet Union, and they try to make a difference over there by doing the crap that they do here in other free nations on the planet, then I'll take them seriously, okay? But until that day arrives, you people need to stop what you're doing. You need to stop intervening on progress and capitalism and actually get a life. Get a friggin' life. Nobody gives a flying flip about you climate activists until you start delaying progress, which is exactly what you're doing. You're not doing anything for climate change. If anything, you're disturbing the peace and you're a menace to society. Until you get your act straight, I'm not going to take you seriously. Leave a like below this video, comment, subscribe, like, let me know what you think. A big shout out to a lot of the new people who just subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much for your support. Please go on the Patreon website, patreon.com/markgrego, and consider supporting my channel, please. Now, before I end this video, there's something that I want to say. As you know, a lot of you guys who watch my videos on a regular basis, I film in cemeteries a lot. I do a lot of research in cemeteries, and I bring you and convey a lot of information that is contained in those cemeteries or contained in relation to other incidents in history. There are two things that I've noticed in cemeteries that annoy me immensely. One, don't leave money on a person's grave. It needs to stop. I understand the significance and the tradition behind it, and it's still dumb. Dead people have absolutely no use for money. It's a waste of money. Put that money in their memory into some charity, whether it's a dime or a quarter. And in some extreme cases, I've actually seen, cash on people's graves. Okay, just stop doing that. Seriously, just stop it. Even pennies. Give it to a kid and let him put it in his piggy bank, and he can become a nice, profitable business owner one day when he learns the value of a penny, let alone the value of a dollar. Instead of wasting the dollar, have him learn the value of the penny first. Number two, stop leaving alcohol on graves. Do you know how many drunks, I'm serious, walk these cemeteries in search of full beer cans and wine bottles? You would not believe the alcohol I see on people's graves here in Pennsylvania. I don't know what it's like in the rest of the nation, but this seems to be quite popular. It's a waste of alcohol. And not only that, it gets vandalized. It gets stolen. So does the money, too, by the way. There are people who actually, put aside their time and scour cemeteries in search of stealing stuff like I just mentioned. Not so much flowers, contrary to popular opinion. So please stop doing that, okay? In the meantime, I'll see you in the next video. Try to stay cool. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, and comment below. Peace.